morning, everyone. I would like to call this meeting to order. Thank you for joining us during our weekly video MLS breakfast meeting. My name is Sandy Sen of Pinnacle Real Estate Group. A few housekeeping tips. All participating will be muted upon entry into the MLS breakfast meeting. And should you have a question or comment, please enter it into the chat box, and the host will be read it during the question and answer portion of the meeting. Register in advance for the meeting. After register, you will receive a confirmation email containing information about joining the meetings. Please remember to join us weekly on our breakfast meeting every Thursday at 9 a.m. As always, this meeting is being recorded and will be all available online on our YouTube channel, WS St. Gabriel West St. Gabriel Valley Realtor. Please remember to follow WSGVR social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can also watch all our recorded video on YouTube. WSGVR introduced a new text message service. For update, text WSGVR, the number 72727. A little bit about me. My name is Sandy, and I am the November MS Program Chair. Today's agenda of our affairs spotlight, Mindy Yang from CARPA, followed by President message by Mindy Yang, WSGVR President, and our speakers. Director Giuseppe, Veneziano, Ling, Chow, Zanberg, Karen Kick, Leon Townsend, and Vince Veneziano, as well as our Charles Buck Stephenson, who will be honor our veterans. Just a reminder to be affiliate spotlight brought to you by the affiliate committee Chair Jen Chen, State Farm Insurance, Vice President Costco Sanchez, New Eng Funding. Affiliate spotlight, Mandy Yang 2020 President CARPA. Mandy, Jane, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, everyone. I would like to introduce to you CARPA and the CARPA 2020 leadership. CARPA stands for Chinese American Real Estate Professionals Association. Helen, can you play the video?
Welcome to CARPA. I'd like to introduce to you our 2020 CARPA leadership. I'm Mindy Yang. It's an honor to be your 2020 president. I look forward to seeing all of you soon.
Hi, I'm Mel Wong, CARPA President-elect. I'm looking forward to seeing you all personally next year. Thank you.
I'm Lorinda Zhou, is a CARPA 2020 Vice President. I'm so happy to see you in the air.
Hi, I'm Lucia Tam, 2020 Secretary. Hope to be seeing you very soon.
This is Jen Ling, Treasurer. I miss you all so much. I hope to see you all next year.
I'm Pauline Lam, 2020 Immediate Past President. Welcome you join CARPA.
I'm Alex Tsai, CARPA Director. Welcome to everybody. Thank you.
Hi, this is Peter Jiang, 2020 Director. Hope to see you guys soon. Thank you.
Hi, this is Johan Steen, Director for CARPA 2020. I miss you all and see you soon.
Hi, this is Tomas Wong, CARPA Director 2020. I look forward to seeing you very soon.
Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you all. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you, Mandy. We will now have our top affiliates introduced for today. Please remember to support our affiliates with your transaction. Sandy Senko, First American Home Warranty.
Good morning, everyone.
Sandy.
Sandy Frank. Oh, we're not doing it that way.
Go ahead, Sandy.
Good morning, everyone. Sandy Franco, First American Home Warranty. Have a great rest of your week.
Next, John Wax, Snap NHD. John, yours.
Good morning, everyone. John Wax with Snap NHD, Natural Hazard Disclosures for all your NHD tax and environmental needs. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe. I hope your candidate wins.
Sandy, Tom will not be joining us today.
Okay. Then how about the open pitching? Oh,
he will not be able to.
Okay. Next, Mark Wu, Allstate State Farm. Mark, all yours.
Good morning, everybody. Mark with Allstate Insurance for your property insurance needs. I appreciate all those who have served our armed forces. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to have freedom in this country.
Thank you, Mark. Next, Stage Goldman.
Good morning, everyone. Sage Groman is here with my NHT. I'm here for you no matter what, and happy Veterans Day to all those veterans out there.
Thank you, Stage. Next, Nancy Chen, Lawyer Title Company.
Good morning, everybody. Nancy Chen, Lawyer's Title. I've been here for 39 years and still will be here. Have a wonderful week. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Nancy. Next, Cosmo Sanchez, New M Funding.
Thank you so much. My name is Cosmo Sanchez with New Aim Funding. Please call me with any lending questions. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Cosmo. Okay, so the pitching we pass is open pitching, so we don't go there by link. Okay, the pitching from Tom. Tom's not here because I can help you to pitching for Tom. 9 Natural Irvine is 3 bedroom, 2 bath. It's 1,280 square feet, 1,300 lot. Is asking for 564,000. Okay, followed by President message by Minnie Yang, WSGVR V President. Minnie, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Sandy. Good morning, WSGVR family and friends, and happy Veterans Day next Wednesday. Thank you for all those who serve our country. I'm Mindy Yang. I'm so grateful to be your president. Thank you for attending our weekly virtual MLS breakfast meeting, and we're so grateful for your continued support as a valuable member of West San Gabriel Valley Realtors. Please don't hesitate to reach out to our leadership team and staff. We're always here for you, especially during these tumultuous times. Wow, 2 months left of 2020. With that, I would like to share this with you. November is the month to remind us that to be thankful for many positive things happen in our lives. I would also like to share a legal update on fair housing per NAR, National Association of Realtors. You know, all our clients have done it. You know, they write love letters to sellers. So is it a love letter or is it a liability letter? So when you're working with buyers and sellers, you know, think about fair housing and fair housing acts. So, you know, because right now it's a kind of like seller's market. It's very, very hot. Well, actually seller's market is very hot and we have low inventories. There's a bidding war. So one of the tactics that, you know, buyers use to write, you know, a love letter to sellers so that they have an advantage in getting their offers accepted, right? So it's very unharmful, but then we have to think about with today's society about fair housing risk. It's a concern about reviewing their characteristics, you know, about race, religions, family status. For instance, you know, a buyer writes a love letter and attach a picture and then tells the sellers that they can picture their family running down their stairs Christmas morning. They not only review, their family status, but also their religion. It's really important. It's fair housing laws. So remember to educate your client. It's very important that don't even recommend for them to write a love letter. Inform your clients and don't deliver it for them. And put it, if you're a listing agent, saying that you will not accept love letters on the MLS. And also advise your sellers not to accept love letters. If they insist, you need to document that. And then remind your seller the only reason that they can reject an offer is based on price and terms. And that's all the updates I have this morning. I would like to thank our C.A.R. and our WSGVR directors, Giuseppe, Veneziano, Bihr, Ling, Chow, Karen, Kuit, Leon, Townsend III, Vince Veneziano, and our veterans and Charles Buck Stapleton. Please also join us next Thursday, November 12, 2020 at 9 a.m. A special guest speaker will be attorney Kelly Richardson on topics top 10 things realtors must know about the new fair housing regulations. Additional information will be available by the end of this weekend or latest Monday. Oh, I'm sorry. And also, if you want to find that article about love letters and liability letters, you can find it at nar.realtor/fair housing corner. Thank you. Sandy, take it away.
Thank you, Mindy. At this time, I would like to introduce today's mentor, Mr. Giuseppe Veneziano, co-director.
Okay, there we go. Now I'm unmuted. Thank you, everybody. Good morning. I am Giuseppe Veneziano. I'm the C.A.R. Region 16 Assistant Regional Chair and the Vice Chair. This morning, we are going to be hearing from a few of our C.A.R. directors, the meetings that they attended last month. So yearly, we go to our annual conferences for C.A.R. There's 3 a year, and we get to learn more about what's happening in the industry on legislative grounds and also in different aspects of our real estate community and industry. And this year, other than the first one in January, the other two have been virtual, which is a good thing and bad thing. The good thing is you save on travel, of course, and you save time running around the halls and everything. But the bad thing is with all these Zoom meetings, it just, they extended what normally would be about 3 days, they extended it to about 2 weeks. So they kind of, it's a bad, it's kind of a good and bad thing. But this morning, we are going to hear from 5 of our C.A.R. directors, starting with Bihr, who's going to be talking about Global Real Estate Forum. Take it away.
Thank you, Giuseppe. I attended the Global Real Estate Forum, and because it's a forum, there were no action items. However, we had 3 great speakers. One of them was Lisa Calarco. She's the Business Development and Outreach Manager from NAR Global. She spoke about the international transactions in US residential real estate. And the other speaker was Jordan Levine. He is the Deputy Chief Economist at C.A.R. and his topic was migration patterns. The third speaker we had was James Huang. He is the president of EXP Commercial, and he talked about commercial real estate market update and foreign investors. And they had PowerPoints, so if you are interested in getting them, please email me. I just posted my email address on the chat box, so just email me and I will get the PowerPoints to you. So I had 2 other committees. Do you want me to report on those, Giuseppe?
Which ones are they?
I had taxation and MLS. So
Oh, yeah.
if somebody else is doing that, I'm okay.
No, you're good to go. If you have.
Okay. So the other one is Taxation and Government Finance Committee. There were no action items. However, there were discussions about two propositions that was coming up, which is already passed. The first one was Proposition 19, which C.A.R. took a yes position on. Currently, the results are out, but it's not confirmed yet. However, it looks like Proposition 19 is going to pass. And this proposition is the one that allows homeowners over 55 years old, the severely disabled, or families and victims of natural disasters to transfer their property, transfer their primary residence tax base to their replacement residence. It also changes taxation of family property transfers and establishes a fire protection services fund. So this proposition is not confirmed as passed. However, based on the votes that we have currently, it is going that way, that it will pass. The second proposition was Proposition 15, which C.A.R. took an against position on. And this was the split roll property tax, where commercial and industrial properties would be taxed based on current market value rather than purchase price. The increased property taxes on these properties would be used for funding for local governments and schools. Right now, the Proposition 15 has not been confirmed as not passing. However, the votes show that it probably will not pass. So that's for taxation and government finance. The other committee that I am a member of is MLS committee, and there was one action item. The action item is, hold on, let me get that. The action item is that upon final approval by NAR, C.A.R. Model MLS Rule Section 11.13 is the participant access and entitlement to their own listing information, data portability. That to be added to incorporate new mandatory NAR policy requiring the MLS to provide MLS participants access and entitlement to a data feed containing their own listing information as set forth in the issues briefing paper, and the staff make any necessary related additional corrective and or correlating changes to the MLS rules and model citation policy. Now, this motion will be brought to NAR's multiple listing issues and policy committee on November 11th. And if passed, the motion will be brought to the floor at NAR's Board of Directors meeting. So stay tuned. So it has not passed yet, but we will know by the end of this month whether it's passed or not. And that's my report, Giuseppe.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Yin.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Karen Kuit, who's going to be giving some information on land use. So take it away, Karen.
Good morning, everyone. I am a member and the regional rep for Land Use and Environmental Committee at C.A.R. This year, because of the pandemic, there were a lot of bills that actually died, died in Assembly or in Senate. However, there are a few important bills pertaining to land use and zoning that as of our C.A.R. meetings were sitting on the governor's desk to be signed. The first one is AB 3074, Friedman, Fire Prevention, Wildfire Risk, Defensible Space, Ember Resistant Zones. So this bill would add to existing fire hazard defensible space requirements to a new 5-foot ember resistant zone located immediately adjacent to the perimeter of the building. And that, as of our C.A.R. meeting, was sitting in the governor's desk waiting to be signed to be enacted. The next item is AB 3164, also Freeman, also pertaining to wildfire prevention. This bill would require CAL FIRE by July 1st, 2022 to develop a wildland urban interface wildfire risk model to determine the risk for a community or parcel within a responsibility area or state responsibility area, and guidelines for proper use of the model. The next big item that I recently just got passed in the federal level is a national flood insurance program. This program has been extended to September 2021. It was bundled with a COVID relief package up in Congress, so that has already been enacted. In property rights, AB 168, planning and zoning, housing development, streamlined approvals. This bill would amend the Housing Accountability Act to allow for the listing of a tribal cultural resource on a site after a housing project application has been already submitted. It would prohibit any housing project from qualifying for SB 35 unless a tribe agrees, with no ability to anyone to judicially or otherwise challenge the tribe's position on the nature of a cultural resource or adequacy of proposed mitigation. That is on the governor's desk waiting to be signed as well. The next item is for subdivision developments. AB 831 Grayson, evaluation of local fees, new developments. This bill would allow qualified housing development projects to effectively utilize the streamlined approval process established by SB 35 Wiener back in 2017 to clarify multiple provisions in the law that would currently be misinterpreted by no growth local governments. And the last one is AB 3234, Gloria Subdivision Mapped Act. This bill would have specified that no tentative or final map shall be required for the creation of a parcel or parcels necessary for the development of a subdivision for a housing development project that meets the specified criteria. This bill was gutted and amended in the last days of session to pertain to public safety. So that's also sitting on the governor's desk. That concludes my report.
Awesome. Thank you, Karen. I really appreciate it. As you can see, there's a few items that are coming down from Sacramento, so keep your eyes on those and inform your local legislators on these issues. Next up will be Leon, who's going to be talking a little bit on home ownership. He's the issues chair in home ownership and investment housing. Go for it, Leon.
Yes, thank you, Giuseppe. We were very busy in home ownership. We had 5 motions that we brought to the board of directors. A lot of our bills that were involving housing were, ended up dying on the table, but we were able to promote a lot of good things for 2021. The first 3 bills that I'm going to, or sponsors of legislation that I'm going to, kind of went through without any, let's just say, discussion. The last 2 that I'm going to bring up were very, very disputed, very confused by a lot of members as well as board of directors. But hopefully we're going to get a conclusion to them. The first one that we want C.A.R. to do is to sponsor legislation to require county assessors to publish info about direct fees that they charge on property taxes. So when you get that property tax bill, areas like Orange County, they tell you exactly how much you are paying out of your property taxes, to everything from Melrose to your actual property taxes to city ordinances and things like that. But other areas do not tell you. You just get a bill and you have no idea why you get that bill. So we want C.A.R. to sponsor legislation so that everyone gets a detailed invoice of what their property taxes are. The next one was to sponsor legislation to prohibit local governments from assessing affordable housing fees on deed restricted affordable units that are within a density bonus application. So if you are a developer and you are building affordable units in your city, we want your local government to not charge you additional local government fees for affordable housing. If you are in areas that your RENA numbers are really low, you should not have to pay extra to contribute to someone's RENA numbers. The last least disputed legislation was to require local governments to approve housing developments on lots that are zoned for office, retail, or commercial, and by the request of property owners that want to convert vacant commercial and property space into either mixed use or residential. So if you live in an area where you used to be dependent on a shopping center that had a C.A.R.s or a large store that's not there anymore, you want to have the capability as a developer to buy it and to convert it into mixed use or to pure residential. And that's what's on the list, and that was easily passed to support legislation for 2021. The first highly disputed legislation that was pushed for and that will be sponsored by C.A.R. is to allow approval for simple lot splits in urbanized areas. So a lot of people thought that the word urbanized was very controversial. A lot of people thought urban was meaning in a highly populated area of a minority population. But what they were thinking of when they used the word urbanized was in a highly population dense area. So kind of think of it as urban planning, where we're looking at larger cities that have millions and millions of residents, not millions and millions of minorities. But what the legislation is going to do is going to allow homeowners to split their lots, either to create another home that either their kid could purchase, their family member could purchase on their own, or you can create a duplex and rent out the other unit of the duplex. One of the things that they wanted to have is make sure that it is owner occupied for 3 years. So a lot of people had issues about the 3 years. A lot of people had issues about corporations buying into these cities that have housing issues. But this is, if you were looking at your bills, kind of an extension of SB 1120, which allows for simple lot splits. These are only in single family residential areas. These are not in just every area. So there was a lot of confusion about this that resulted in long meetings and long BOD meetings, but it did get approved to sponsors. So if you see this, this is just another way that they are trying to create more supply. And this is, remember, only in single family neighborhoods, and these are only for individuals. These are not for corporations or property managers or anything like that. This is meant for individuals to own and occupy. And the last motion that ended up being referred back to committee after about, I would say, 2 hours of discussion in our board of directors meeting it was a motion to sponsor legislation to provide owner occupants and public entities and nonprofits to purchase REOs for 20 days before we start utilizing, companies coming in and wanting to buy 20 properties. So what we were trying to do was mirror the federal First Look program. If you guys are familiar with that, they also wanted to have offers presented to selling agents within 48 hours. And they were trying to limit the government-sponsored entities from doing bulk sales. And a lot of people had issues with what this definition of bulk sales is. And California wanted to define bulk sales as the sale of 2 or more properties that have nothing in common outside of being sold within the same transaction. So they could not even be on the same street. They could not even be in the same city. They're just sold within the same transaction. So the homeownership committee is going to be working on that now and further for next year to try and have something that mirrors the federal First Look program. And my last sponsored legislation that came out of investment housing, this was highly contentious as well. C.A.R. will sponsor legislation for multifamily properties to provide occupants of affordable units the same common interests, common space as those that have market unit rates. So if you are living in a condo community or a townhome community that has separate entrances for those that have market level pricing and those that have affordable units, or you're renting, this will have legislation that allows for you guys to enter and exit through the same place. So you're not literally separated. This was highly contentious as well. There were given examples of areas that have properties that aren't as updated as others, and they felt like there was some confusion and people were going to be exposed to harsh situations amongst tenants. Like they thought that it was, the people that are in affordable units are a little bit more dangerous than those that are in market units. So it was very contentious, but also they wanted to define affordable units. Affordable units is not transitional housing or special needs housing. That has a completely different classification under the state of California. So basically, if you live in a high-rise apartment complex where you may pay $3,000 a month, and there's affordable units that are paying $1,250 or $1,500, you guys can enter and exit from the same area. That will be sponsored. That was very highly contended, not only in the investment housing, but in the board of directors. So that concludes my report. I'm here to answer any questions. I know it can be confusing. It's a lot of information, but we're trying to do as much as possible to increase supply as best as possible.
Very cool. Thank you very much, Leon, for all that info. It's pretty overwhelming at times.
It is. We had a lot of meetings about it, but again, we're trying our best.
Yeah, that's what we can do. All right. Next up, we have Vince Veneziano, who is gonna talk about C.A.R. scholarship and a little bit on legislative.
Good morning. This is Vince Veneziano. First, I talk on the scholarship. Well, we have been kind of busy also this year. We awarded $22,132 to 15 scholarship this year. And for some, they have been association, and some they have been student. And if anybody try following, get some career on a real estate career or so, and when apply, next year we have about 36,000 to award. That means which we have a few dollars to give away. Okay, that it's on the scholarship. Now a bunch of the other thing which was on the ledge, they already have been kind of mentioned by Leon about the property tax, about the commercial thing, about the lot split. The only thing on the lot split was a lot controversy back and forth, which one with whoever doing the lot split have to occupy one of the houses for 3 or 5 years, and which doesn't make no sense, because if you lot split, you can sell it separate because it's a split, but it's okay. Another thing which was presented to us also was about from the MLS about the coming soon thing on the MLS. Now the coming soon should be which nobody could show the house and so, and no marketing, but apparently they end up the Lynch agent always order a sign to be put on the property that automatically and we have been referred back to the committee. Also, and on the ledge, we had a lot to measure from 14 to 25, but some they are non-real estate non-real estate thing, except 15 and 19, which C.A.R. oppose 15 and sponsor 19. And apparently the way it looks, unless it's some more provisional ballot to be counted or any mail-in to be counted, at this moment, checking the Proposition 19, it's failing by 800 and something vote, and Proposition 15, it's passing by about 20,000 vote, which it's against what we supported to. And everything else, it's non-real estate related anyway. And apparently our candidate, which we are in the area, Jury Chu, it's one, Adam Schiff, one, Anthony Portandino, one, Ed Chow, one. That means which all what we are there, they still there. And I think that's it.
All right. Excuse me.
Unless somebody have any questions to ask or whatever.
I think we'll save that towards the end. All right. Well, thank you very much, Vince. Last on the list, not least though, we have Ling Chow, who's going to speak on federal.
Hi, everybody. I've been on Zoom since April, and this is the first time I'm talking on Zoom, okay?
Okay.
I've been... Hi, everybody. I'm glad everybody's well. I'm a C.A.R. director, and my committees are the Expo Committee, the federal, and the other one is Credential. Credential, we don't have any meeting because we are not there physical. So there's nobody that we need to help. And the Expo, they call it Reimagine now, it was on virtual. I think a lot of you were on the C.A.R. virtual meeting in early October. There were over 10,000 people signed up on the meeting, but however, it's only less than half of them really attended. So we're still very happy with it because it's a virtual meeting, and it seemed like everybody was able to get into some of the meeting that was offered to all of you. And the drawing was very exciting for everybody, and everybody was there winning a lot of gifts. On federal committees that I am a member, that really is a review recommendation of C.A.R. 4 Policy Committee, which is Transaction and Regulatory, Land Use, Environmental, Taxation, and Government Finance. The homeowner housing and investment housing is to evaluate and coordinate association policy on the federal issue and propose that they have any issues regarding industry for the industry of California. So I'm glad to report there's no action item, which means no motion coming out from federal. However, we had to listen to every committee that come in to present what happened in their committee. The Transaction Regulatory Committee, they were talking about the enterprise ADU financing. So at C.A.R. fall C.A.R. fall business meeting, they were instructed to put together IBP on the issue of enterprise providing finance for construction of ADUs. A homeowner who wants to finance the construction of an ADU on their property using enterprise financing can do cash out refi loan. This would allow homeowner to tap their home equity to pay for the ADU construction. However, the homeowner must qualify for the loan with their own income. The enterprise are not able to factor in future potential rental income that the ADU may generate when underwriting the loan. So apparently there was a lot of talk about this. There were questions about should Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac enterprise finance ADU construction for borrowers who can only qualify for the loan with the consideration of the future potential rental income from ADU. So there was action and optional at this time since there was no pending action. So the C.A.R. in conjunction with NAR support Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac provide financing for ADU construction when a borrower can only qualify for the loan with consideration of future potential rental income from the ADU. And during our board director meeting, I think Giuseppe, you remember as well as all of our director remember, we had over 6 hours of Zoom meetings that day. Yeah, remember that? We were all kind of pretty much dry by the end and very hungry because it went from daylight to nightlight that day. There was a lot of talk on federal housing and pro standard, which we did not cover with our directors today. However, next Thursday, we invited attorney Kelly Richardson to come over and talk about fair housing. And I think that all of you should come and join our meeting next week because it's a very, very important and very controversial topic at this time. Thank you for inviting me to talk today, Giuseppe. I feel very honored.
Oh, you're welcome. And, I'm glad that since April, you haven't spoken on a Zoom meeting. Now you finally got to, so congratulations.
I never had. Thank you.
Right. Well, as you, that's our updates for our C.A.R. meetings of the last meeting in October. So if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. I don't know if there's anything in the chats that we can ask.
I don't see any chat. We do have one person that says he's a veteran, but no chat. Thank you.
All right. Well, I really appreciate everyone taking their time to go ahead and speak on their committees that they were at C.A.R. And even though Veterans Day is next week, I want to wish all the veterans a happy Veterans Day, and also thank you for your service. Sandy, back to you.
Thank you. We have on the WSGVR Valley Realtor. We would like to thank you all our speakers. Now, please join me in the welcome WSGVR member Charles Buck Stapleton as he will be talking to us about Veterans Day and helping us honor our members' veterans.
Accidentally muted you again, so unmute yourself, please.
My wife does that to me all the time. Thank you. I want to thank our directors for giving us the updates. The better informed we are, we'll stay out of trouble and perhaps earn more money. Today, I'm honored to have been asked to give a salute to our veterans. I know many of us have served. We are called citizen soldiers, citizen sailors, citizen airmen and women. And we, in America, we have a volunteer service today. So we're not a professional military. I want to offer a salute to our veterans and to remind us that we are a community. We have made a contribution, and for that, we have certain benefits that real estate agents can assist us with for the GI Bill, the Cal Vet. There's a variety of other items. And I think most important, I'd like to ask us to say a special word or two when we see a firefighter, a police officer, a nurse, or a military person, and just thank them for their service. We are not political. We stay out of the political arena. I began my military career. Actually, I signed up for the United States Marine Corps. Hurrah! But I was given an opportunity to join the Navy, and I switched over and started with the US Navy. I then used my GI Bill at UCLA and 1 year of law school, joined the United States Army Reserve. And when I reached a certain age, I was able to move over to the California State Guard, in which I'm currently serving in a reserve, an active reserve capacity. We have a couple of slides I'd like to show, and I'd like to read the names off of the veterans that at least let us know in our service. Do we have the names, Balin? Do we have the slide with the names of the veterans?
Yeah, why don't we do your slides first, Bug, and then after that you can read off the names?
Okay, do you want to go ahead and do them? I sent them to you.
Yes, I'm going to share the slide.
Okay, great. Right. There are several service organizations that we can join. The American Legion, there's a variety of service groups. If you have an opportunity to make donations or to support them, I would. In 2014, I married real estate agent Victoria Chin, and we had a military wedding. And what's not shown there is at the end, the soldier that is on the left as we're looking swats the wife on the rear end, just as a little bit of a love tap or reminder. There's more to that story, but we'll leave it there. If we can have the next slide, please. I wanted to make sure that we all know the difference. I'm a real estate broker, been a longtime member of this association, but oftentimes I hear people mix up Veterans Day, Memorial Day, Armed Services Day. So I just wanted to let you know today is the day that we honor the living who once served in the armed forces. On Memorial Day, we honor those who gave their lives in service to our nation. And Armed Forces Day is honoring those that currently serve. So there's actually three different occasions that have three different purposes. So I wanted to just kind of take a minute and remind all of us of these three special days. Next slide, please. Veterans Day this year in the California National Guard and the California State Guard, the theme is A Vision, Veterans in Focus. And that is first to remind us about the sacrifice that we give to our country. Second is to look back on the service of veterans, not taking a political stand, but allowing those that want to take a political stand to do so. And as a reminder that when our unit, in my unit, I've been called out to serve during times of protest to support the civilian authorities, we veterans are actually from the community that we're actually serving in. The U.S. Army and federal military service, that's a different story. They're Title 10 soldiers. California, we only have National Guard that are actually serving to try to keep the peace and maintain order. That is our goal. And so today we want to put veterans first and continue to honor those who served. So I want to thank you and just kind of remind you that if you see someone in uniform or performing a service, first responder, or even a worker in a store. Today, when I went to Starbucks to start my day off, I thanked the worker behind the counter for handing me the drink and exposing the social distance. So Mel, Ling, the rest of you, thank you very much for asking me. And can we now read the names of the veterans that gave us their names? And I'll start with two that, let's see, here we go. Tom Berge and Tom Berge Jr., Bob Bodkin, Steve Getz, Joseph Newen, who's on the call right now, Zahid Salinas, Bob Thurman, Spencer Valise, Vince Vinciamo, I suppose that's the father, longtime friend, Richard Zeleta, and we have Mel Wong. Mel, how come your name's not on there? You helped organize this. Mel served in the United States Navy submarine service. So, you know, if a lot of that we talk about bubble up to the head. We also have a person that joined us, Blanca Trevino, who has 30 years service. So we want to thank Blanca. So if we skip somebody, please send us your name so we can keep you in for next year. Ling and all of you, thank you for inviting me to offer this special tribute. I'm honored.
Thank you, Buck. Now, as attending drawing, please type your Please type your DRE number, name, and email in the chat box. Are we ready for the drawing, Ling?
Boy, your name and
Here we go. Who's the lucky winner? Dr. Shu, are you here?
Arthur is not here today.
Okay, so please try again. Yang Wu.
Okay, let me mute her. Yan, can you say you're here or type in? I unmuted you. Hello?
Policy's not here, Ling.
Can you call her name twice?
Okay. Yang Wu, are you here? Please type your name in the chat box, please, with your email address.
Oh, my mistake. Arthur is here.
Oh.
Arthur, can you type in that you're here so we can acknowledge you for the first drawing? Arthur? They don't want to acknowledge. Oh, yeah. Yes, he just did. Okay, so Arthur is the first winner. And our Yan?
Yan, it's Yan Wu. Are
Maggie?
you still here? Maggie Wu.
Maggie?
Arthur, please type your email in the chat box.
Okay, let's call Maggie's name 3 times, please.
Okay. Maggie Wu, are you here? Those one. Those try. Maggie Wu, are you here? Twice. And this is the last call. Maggie Wu, are you still here? Please type your name into the chat box.
Okay, let's move on.
Thank you. Mark Wu, are you here?
He was here.
He left. Sorry.
He left.
Okay. And we draw another one.
How come I never win?
Coming, Ling. Elaine Chang, are you here? Hello, Elaine. Please type your name into the chat box.
She didn't show up.
She didn't show up? Okay. Okay, then we move on to the next person.
She registered.
Oh. Okay. Oh my God, this is.
Oh, this one is here.
Hello, are you Chinny Z? Is that how spell? I'm sorry, can I spell your last name? Wang.
This person is here. Can you unmute yourself so you're here, or say something on the chat box? Chenny? Hello?
Hello, Chenny, coast 1. Ghost try, Chenny, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great.
Please
type your email on the chat box for us. Thank you. Congratulations. This will be the last one, Sandy, right?
Yes, ma'am. John Fan, are you here? Hello, John Fan, are you here?
Joan, you're here, right? Joan?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
Congratulations. Can you
Congratulations.
type your email, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, then we move on to next slide. Please make sure to participate in our education classes. A list of upcoming classes is displayed on your screen. First one is commercial webinar, how to handle the pandemic challenging landlord tenant situations. Tuesday, November 10, 2020, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. The course is free. The second one is divide and dwell series, depending your commission. Friday, November 13, 2020, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. The course is free. The third one is Stay at Home and Learn, Understand the Preliminary Title Report 2020 for agent, buyer, and sellers. Tuesday, November 17, 2020, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. The course is free. The last one is C.A.R. MLS Virtual Training, MLS Touch Apps. Wednesday, November 18, 2020, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The course is free. Thank you. Next week will be November 12, 2020 at 9 a.m. Our speaker will be Attorney Kelly Richardson. His topic will be top 10 things realtor must know about the new fair housing regulation. Please support our affiliate with your transaction. This meeting is adjourned. Don't forget to register for next week meeting. Thank you very much. Goodbye.